Good morning again. Are you feeling the effects of what is happening? Are you feeling the effects of the CMEs that are coming off the sun? And are you feeling the effects of something much greater happening up there around the sun, you all? Are you feeling it? Because the energies are very intense. They are. You can see that sun up there. The sun is like that. We've got blue skies where I'm at today. I don't know if you've got blue skies where you're at, but they're like that here. And the past few days for me, you all, I have literally felt the heaviness, and I know that you all have felt it too. And it's affecting people in different ways. Some people are having dizziness, extreme tiredness, palpitations. Maybe you're getting headaches, all other kinds of stuff, you all. But there's just an overall sense of heaviness affecting your bodies. Good morning. Hello, everyone. I haven't been on here for a while. I've had things I needed to take care of, but I was feeling the effects of it also, you all. I was, and I'm thinking, you got to be kidding. It's extremely, extremely heavy. What has been in the air, it seems to have, at least for me, lifted a tad bit. The energies might have lifted a tad bit, but I don't think we've got the one powerful CMEs that are going to be hitting the earth on the 20th and the 21st. I think they described one as if it's going to engulf another one as it's coming this way. Someone mentioned something about the Betelgeuse also going whatever it was going to be doing, but it didn't behave the way they thought it would. The Betelgeuse star or whatever it is, I think in the Orion constellation or something like that. I'm not certain. It did something, and it didn't behave the way they wanted it to. It looked like it went kind of dark or something. I don't know what happened, you all, but there's too much going on. There's so much going on, and it's not just where you are at. It's like it's affecting everybody on the face of the earth. Yeah, keep an eye out for the bees. Well, I don't know if the bees are out right now because the growing season is ended where I'm at. You slept for 12 hours and you have dizziness in your right ear. The cannibal storm, the cannibal. Yeah, because it's like an engulfing. That wouldn't be very nice. It's engulfing one of its own. That's more or less, right? Engulfing something of its own is what it's doing, you all. Let's look at this greenery because it does help. The greenery does help. I do like that wind chime. It's pretty. I can finally move around and my knees aren't hurting as bad, which is great. They really are. They're feeling better than they were, and I was able to kneel down on them. I had some knee pads on my knees earlier. You all, let me see my knees. They have been hurting. Your knees might have been hurting, like you might have been like me. You woke up one night and you couldn't even put pressure on your knees. That's what happened to me around a month ago, I think. It might have been slightly longer. But it doesn't hurt. They don't hurt hardly at all today. I took 3 activated charcoal tablets that I had made myself from my own charcoal from my wood-burning stove. And I thought, wow, it does get rid of the inflammation. They did a study with mice. They injected something in their pads, in their paws, and caused inflammation in them. And they gave them, they gave some mice some activated charcoal, some a saline solution, and they did like some other mice, some other thing. I think it's how it went. They did like 5 regiments, and then they got rid of the mice, and then they noticed the one they gave the activated charcoal powder to, the swelling was halfway down. It was already working to getting rid of the swelling, you all. So I'm thinking maybe that might do it. So I took 3 yesterday, and then I took 3 today. So we'll see. I can honestly tell you, my knees don't hurt even after sitting at that computer for like 49 minutes this morning. I normally, as in the past, my legs would be stiff. I got up and they weren't stiff. Hello, everyone. So Your left shoulder is feeling dislocated. That's horrible, because I remember this. There was a lot of people saying they had their back and their neck. They feel like their neck, they couldn't move it, and their shoulders too. So something definitely is occurring, especially when you wake up and that to happen. That's not normal. It never used to be normal. It may be normally occurring now at various times, but no, it doesn't feel good, and it's extremely painful. Your joints, all of it, you if we're under something like I want to say attack, the human body. Something is affecting it. It could be these energies from the sun and stuff. Could be other types of energies that are doing it. Miss Spiritually Inclined. There are some who have the theory that that is upgrades to your body. But what happens when the upgrades lead to your death? Because some people could be experiencing things like that, and then boom, they die. And that's not very pleasant. It isn't, from some of the upgrades. Yeah. But maybe that's just coincidental. Maybe it is. But I have heard that. Ascension symptoms is some like to think of it as you feel like you're dying, like you literally feel like you're dying. And yeah. And it's the worst feeling you've ever felt. So I don't know about it. I don't. But it's interesting. It's all interesting, you all. I don't like to talk about it because I'm not one who's really into all of the ins and outs of the ascension community. I'm not. I know that we grow inside spiritually enormously on the inside. I would say when your spirit grows from inside, you are ascending to a higher you. I will say that. The spiritual you on the inside, you ascend higher. You get more in touch with yourself. And sometimes, more often than not, it's all right. It is. But we're not talking about that. Hot flashes in Tennessee. It's affecting your, Melissa, honey, hopefully your dash hound isn't having ascension symptoms either. Well, what if your dash hound is having, what if they would call that ascension symptoms for your dash hound? What if they would say that? Now, I don't know about that. I don't. I see the moon up there. Yeah. We'll figure it all out, you all. We may not have all the pieces of the puzzle, but we all have at least a part of the piece of the puzzle. We do. And it's going to take all the pieces combined to figure out what's really, really happening, because nobody has all the answers. I don't have all the answers. You all don't have all the answers. No one has all the answers. We may think that we do. We may swear up and down that we do have all the answers, but I really, in all reality, no, we don't. We don't. We just got to keep going and be aware that there's many ways to view what's happening. Many, many ways to view what's happening on this earth, you all. What's happening to us, to our bodies, and to our animals. There's many, many ways to view it. And, you know, the animals, it's like, what do you do with your pets who are experiencing pain, or they just don't seem right? They don't seem like they're their cheerful self anymore. What do you do about that? You want to make them as comfortable as possible. Have you been noticing your pets looking around as if they see something, just staring in a certain area? I've been hearing people talk about that their pets are seeing, they're staring in certain areas as if something is there. Yeah. The bad winter is coming. I've heard that too. I've heard the bad winter is coming. I think we did a video on that too. Yeah, your feet and your legs were killing you yesterday. Today, you're fine. Wow, Lynn. Yeah, that's great that you feel good today. Because I feel better today. Perhaps what we're experiencing is only a temporary thing, and it's not going to be long lasting, even though it doesn't take away from the pain that you feel. That's right. We are family. Yes, we are. Even though we cannot see each other face to face, but we are. We can come together even on social media like this. We can. And it's really good. It's good to have this avenue to connect. It's very important to stay connected because no one wants to feel like they're alone, you all. You don't. That's right. For everything, there is a season. Your dog has been staring at the bookshelf in your room. There could be something on there. In ascension systems, increased radiation, similar systems, all of that. Yeah, they do give, there's a lot of similarities. There's a lot of things that you can combine to come up with a better hypothesis, I guess, theory. You got the message that the angels were on the ground the other day. Blood test, chest x-rays, Miss Smithy. You've been getting so hot, you have to get a wet towel over your shoulders. Wow. And you cannot, what? That reminds me of radiation, like the chemo patients. You feel like you're burning up on the inside when you go through chemo, or not chemo, radiation. That's what it sounds like when I was like doing my treatments and stuff like that. And how can that be unless it's coming from the sun or something else up there, you all? We're living in very trying times. We are. I got to slow down, you all. You use earbuds? Oh, 538 hertz music. That's wonderful, Mike. It's hot today, big time. Your dog has hardly been eating. Oh, no. But she's healthy. Have you all been hardly eating too? Not having like an appetite because, yeah. Well, I think there is ships up there if you photographed one. This is what's strange too. Today I hear the birds outside and there's not, I'm telling you what, the past few days, it's been like, I don't know, 3 or 4 days, maybe even longer. There was a deadening silence in the air. You could feel it in the atmosphere, a deadening, can't even say it, a deadening silence. Even it lasted from morning to night to morning to night. It seems to have lifted because when I come out here, I'm not feeling it anymore. I'm not feeling it in the air. I don't know if you're all not feeling it either. Let's check this stuff out too. But the past few days, it was several days, like a deadening silence in the air, a very eerie silence, heaviness thing that was bearing down. And today it seems to be a little better. You lost weight. That's wonderful, Missy, if you needed to, or if you wanted to, that's wonderful. It is. I haven't been eating much either because I have not had much of an appetite. That's right, a foreboding of what is to come. Well, I think we all need to lose a little bit of weight, but not too much weight because you don't want to look anorexic. You don't have to look super skinny, skin and bones, like some of the people on the TV. Now, granted, some people can't gain weight. They can't, and they can't help it. But that's okay. They're just as beautiful, too. They are just like you. They're just as beautiful. Even you, if you've gained weight, that's beautiful, too. It really is, because what matters is what's on the inside right here. Okay, we can all be beautiful together, no matter what our body shape is or what it looks like, or no matter what we look like, because the beauty is found on the inside. The real, true beauty is right inside of here, you all, right there. And I've always felt it. I always had. You can be beautiful on the outside. On the inside, you can be very ugly, and you don't want to be that ugly person on the inside. You want to be that beautiful person on the inside, and if that's beautiful, you're beautiful. That's right, you all. Eat more fruits if you feel like you need to change your diet and stuff. And eat better, do it. I've been thinking about that too. I need to eat a lot better. Now, granted, I don't eat a lot of junk food or nothing. I'm not to say that I don't get a craving for something different, just like some kind of comfort food. But yeah, it's hard and it's expensive to eat right. It really is. You have to pay more money to eat good food, like vegetables and fruits and all of that kind of stuff, you all. You like to comment what you think is in your picture from your last night. Well, I have a lot of pictures that people want me to look at, a lot of videos and stuff, and it's impossible because I have like 120 some odd thousand on the Facebook and messages. I have a lot of messages on my Telegram I don't get to, and that should be understandable, you all. And yeah, it's not happening, and take no offense to it. It's just not happening. Hello. So are you all feeling the effects of what is happening? Today feels like it's better, but the past few days, it's been very, very heavy. The energy has. It's been like a deadening silence, like a very eerie silence. And if anything could happen, it happened. If anything bad could happen, have you noticed that? When the energy like that is in the air, bad things happen. And I don't like to say they happen, but they do happen, you all. Bad things happen. So if you had anything that happened during the past few days, probably 4 or 5 days, you know what I'm talking about. If you're thinking, how on earth did that happen? And it wasn't good. I think that energy kind of manifests in the air. It like causes things to happen. You're in the menopause, but you lost your flashes. Hot flashes are intense. Oh, wow, Kimberly, you were afraid to drive yesterday? Yeah. Dana, let's see, Dana. I can't see Dana's, 4 flinched, you cannot, but good food, which is healthy, is such a bummer. That's right, because you have cancer stage 4. That's right. And you got to hang in there and never give up. Don't let yourself go into a downward spiral. Just because you have it don't mean that you're going out of here anytime soon. My aunt had it. They told her she wouldn't last but maybe 7 months. She lasted like 4 years after that. She did. 4 years. See, look at this stuff up here too by the sun. It's like, it's all right. Have you all been noticing great big gigantic puffy clouds in your sky too? Great big gigantic puffy clouds like yesterday. You're so welcome. I had cancer. It was like, first they said it was stage 2, and then it turned out to be stage 1, but I still had to go through all the stuff that was associated with it, and it's a battle. You're looking at like $1 million body right here. This is $1 million body in medical bills right here, from everything, visits, all of it, $1 million. I counted it up. I had a stack of papers that big from the very onset of when I first went to the doctor and they noticed it. I thought, my gosh, if I did not have TRICARE, we would have been to the bankrupt, you all. That's right. And would I want to go through all those surgeries again and all that? No, I would not, because it was not fun. It was not fun, because just when you think it was over, boom, a few years down the road, 10 years down the road, you go through it all over again. Yeah. Good morning, you all. You are taking pictures like mad. Wind Rider. I think it's wonderful to take pictures if the sky looks so beautiful. I really do. If it makes you feel good on the inside, I think it's absolutely wonderful, because clouds are beautiful and you can see things in the clouds. I know I saw ships in the clouds, and I know I saw like great big perfectly. Have you been seeing the perfectly round, like discs, perfectly round shapes in the clouds, the puffy clouds? And have you been seeing these? The clouds, they literally, they'll go like this, and then they jot straight up in the air, and just like one cloud jotting straight up in the air in the middle of the sky, and no other clouds around. None. That's right, because that's been happening too. Yeah, and I thought, that's not normal. There's something there behind that cloud structure, is what it's like. That's right, bubble clouds. Oh, wow. I only seen the bubble clouds one time. And I seen them in that direction. It was a few years ago. It was a sight to behold. There were rows and rows and rows of them, of bubble clouds, um, box clouds. B12 is for hot flashes. Um, oh, wow. Tim, that's interesting. Bubble clouds and mass clouds. Yeah, that's right. So I know I asked this, but did you see or have you sensed, do you feel like that heavy energy that was happening, because I didn't pause to even read the comments, that heavy energy, that deadening silence that was in the air outside for the past few days, maybe 4 or 5 days, are you feeling it has lifted now? Because that's what I'm sensing. The birds are chirping. There is no deadening silence. They're not being silent anymore, but they were for a long time. Okay, that's wonderful. That Karina, Miss Spiritually Inclined, Cheryl, Carolyn, yes. And I'm so very thankful, you all. That's something to be thankful for, because it does affect us internally. Yeah. So whatever it is, something good happened and it's gone. It can stay gone as far as we're concerned. That's right. A big mothership. Yes, Carrie. Teresa, yeah, that's what happened. It was, I believe it was it global? I didn't ask this. Was it global? Because I felt it here in Indiana, in the United States. Did you feel it in your country where you're at, or other parts of where you're at? Because if it was global, could you imagine how powerful that energy was if it literally was on the whole entire earth? It was massive. It was a blanketing one. Yeah. Here in Ireland, you felt it, Synodad. Somebody had a dog man. Oh. Upgrades. You felt it in France. Okay. So you know how powerful that must be. A very, oh, you're so pretty. Yes, you are. You want to get a drink of hummingbird food. It was so pretty, you all. Yeah, the birds are more happier. It's a general sense of uplifting. So that's great, you all. Whatever it did, it passed, which is great. It's great. Strong Himalayan energies to the mood before the lifting. Wow. Okay, that's good. That's good, you all. I'm probably going to go, but I wanted to get on here. I haven't been on here for a while because that energy was very, very heavy. And when that energy came around, I'm sure you noticed like negative things started happening that weren't too good, but you persevered through them. Yeah, you had been feeling confused and scrambled for the last 2 days. Jeffrey, absolutely. Yeah. Spring in Australia. Ah, you call this swooping. Every dogman encounter you've experienced described a silent and heavy negative energy feeling. Alex, so if you're calling this a dogman, it encompassed the whole world, not just one specific geographic location. It was the whole world, unless you have, well, just the type of energy it was called, I guess. I'm thinking of an individual entity itself, like a human-like entity. Yeah. Hummingbirds this year. I have lots of hummingbirds. Of course, I have like 4 hummingbird feeders, maybe 5. The crystals, yeah. Physical and mental changes. Yes, that's right. You weren't feeling well. That's right, you all. We need to document this. Heat affected bugs. Oh, Christine, you can't hear the birds. There are now that you've never heard before. You can't get over. That's right. Yeah, I can hear the birds here too. So whatever the energy was, it was powerful enough to silence nature itself, you all. That's how powerful it was to literally silence nature itself, because the animals felt it. Yeah. Oh, beetroot. We grow beetroot. I think it's about time for my daughter to probably be planting beetroot soon. Lightheaded Wednesday and very tired. Yes, I was too. I think a lot of people were. Sulfur. Well, you know, sulfur is an indication of something opening up from inside the earth, like the earth coming out from the earth. That's not yeah, that doesn't sound good. Frankincense, yeah. Cicadas are singing. Well, they can sing as long as they're happy. What was that last thing we had? We had like the 7-year or the 15-year cicada thing. I can't remember what it was. Or 11-year cicada things that happened just this year. The locusts or something. And they had came out from the ground, and they left their shells on everything. We collected, my daughter did, a great big blue water container. You know, the kind you can get at the stores. You fill up a big water jug, blue with a handle. My daughter filled one completely up of cicada shells or locust shells. They were all over the yard, the trees and everything. Yeah. 6 weeks till the frost. You fainted in your street. Oh, that's sad. Sinead. Yeah. Oh, well, I hope you're okay, and I hope that you stay protected. I really do. I hope that divine beings protect you everywhere you go. I really do. And give you the strength. You're calm. Yeah. Okay, you all. I am going to go, but I wanted to come on here. I haven't been on here for a while. I've just been like laying low. I have. And probably like a lot of you all. So with that being said, also, if you didn't watch that video today about the CME, the biggest thing about the CME, every day, this is very, very important. This is the main story of that video. Every day around 6 in the morning to around 7 something in the morning, the sun is covered up. Every day. It's been going on since at least August the 1st. Every single day, you all. I documented it on that video I did this morning on a live stream. And it went into the end of July. I don't know when it started. It did not start at the 1st of July or the very middle of July. But something is happening in order for them to cover the sun up every day, or it's being eclipsed around 6 something to 7 something every single day. So with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you all for being on here. And if you're not feeling better, I hope you're praying. I pray and hope that you are feeling a lot better real soon, because you need to get back to your old self, you know, or your new self, in order to keep going down this road called life. Love you.